Good evening. Welcome to the Board of Selectmen informational session for February 16th, 2021. It's 6:30 and I'll call this session to order. First thing tonight, more sad news. I'd like to report that Dana Bagnell passed away on the 11th of February. Dana was a graduate of Antrim College and a veteran of the United States Army. For the town, he put in many, many years, both on the Cemetery Commission starting in 1997 and as chairman of the Historic District Commission. He was a wealth of information on the history of Wenham, especially properties along Main Street, and he'll be sorely missed. And I know the Wenham Village Improvement Society, where he worked on many projects, will miss him as well. So that's another passing that we greatly regret, and we pass our condolences on to the Bagnell family. Thank you. All right. So Jackie, anybody in the chat room that would like to speak tonight?
So if there's anyone who would like to provide a public comment tonight, please put your name in the chat box at the bottom of the screen. Seeing none at this time, Mr. Chairman, I don't see anybody, so I think you're all
All right. Very well. So I'll turn it over to Tom Younger, our interim town administrator, to go over some important announcements for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Jackie. First announcement is on Thursday, February 25th at 6:30 via Zoom. We are having the master plan information session. The planning board will be hosting it. Link will be available within 48 hours of the meeting. It'll be about February 23rd. The planning board invites all residents and interested parties to join them for an informational session to discuss the master plan proposal, and it will supply you with information on the history of Wenham's master plan and reasons why a new master plan will be beneficial to our community. Also, for those who are still taking some of the MBTA services, the MBTA will be implementing new service changes in response to continued low ridership caused by COVID-19. Changes on the bus network and the subway system will take place on March 14th in commuter rails starting April 5th. Before these changes, the MBTA is going to host two virtual meetings, public meetings, on February 17th and the 24th from 6 to 8 p.m. More information is on the MBTA website at mbta.com. Unless there's any further announcements, we will go directly to reports, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, please.
Thank you. This is a shortened week, so fortunately or unfortunately, I have fewer meetings to attend this week. Thursday, February 18th, the Town Government Study Committee, specifically the Select Board Study Team, will be meeting this Thursday. It's a great meeting to come to watch and get informed on that. There's another meeting later that evening, which I don't think I can make because they cross over with the Board of Appeals on Thursday evening. So right now, between this meeting and next Tuesdays, I believe my only other evening meeting is the Town Government Study Committee. For other items that I have, bring the town up to speed. One is we're continuing our collaborative efforts on an agreement for IT services with the MAPC, which includes the towns of Danvers, Essex, Manchester by the Sea, Hamilton, Middleton, and Topsfield. We will have eventually a draft for the new select board for their review and comments and hopefully approval after the April special election and possibly the May town election. But at this point, we are just putting that together, and we'll be briefing the board members once we have a majority of the board. Next, on the Government Study Committee, we will be probably meeting every Thursday evening going forth. Look on the town's website on the calendar section. We will be meeting, I believe, at 7 o'clock every Thursday, with the exception of the evening of the master plan hearing. We will be meeting at 5:30 that evening. And then going forth, it will be 7 o'clock primarily, I think, for most Thursdays going forward. Next, and I know the chair will be discussing this, we had a very good meeting with the Essex North Shore Agricultural and Technical School last Friday. And when Mr. Cheeseman speaks, I know he'll be speaking about that shortly. Also, been spending time working on the Iron Rail outstanding rental issues. And I want to thank our Finance Committee for working with me on that, and also the Iron Rail Commission. And we have been getting some positive revenue back from them, but there are still some outstanding issues that we need to due to COVID situation. Lastly, on the state budget areas, since the governor's budget's been filed and now we're waiting for the House to take action, more than likely the House Ways and Means will probably act and submit their budget on the week of April 12th, the week just before school vacation. During that week, I'll have a report for the Select Board and for the Finance Committee about what our numbers are from school aid and unrestricted general government aid versus what we have for the governor's budget. In recent years, there's been a slight increase, but not a large increase in both unrestricted general government aid and local and school aid, but we'll keep a watch on that going forward. I think I will now turn this over to our chair for his reports.
Thank you, Tom. So yeah, back just a bit there for those that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had one more thing that was not on my agenda. This is the fun stuff with the fun.
How could you have missed this, Tom? This is the big business.
I know. I donated some prizes for this too. So it's like, I love dogs. Wenham's Cutest Dog Contest is the first for me in the community, but has ended. We had 41 entries. Voting was open basically all of last week through the 15th. We received 272 votes, and no one's questioning the results. The winner was to be receiving a bag of dog treats, and we're going to go through 5th place through 1st. 5th place winner was Daisy, and I apologize if I pronounce the last name Dewodzik, but Daisy, you came in 5th. That was a wonderful photo of yourself. Next, Mac Montoya in 4th place on his boat, Salty Paws. 3rd is Oliver McIntosh, 3rd place in either wetlands or bushes or some other area where Oliver is enjoying himself, got the bronze medal. Now for the silver medal, luckily Jewett with a wonderful picture on the beach. You should be chasing the ball, luckily, not just leaving it beside yourself. But you got the silver medal. Now for the winner and the gold medalist for Wenham's Cutest Dog is Dexter Kidam, 1st place. Congratulations, Dexter. You have won our Cutest Dog contest, and you get to hold that title for the next year. So thank you very much. And congratulations to yourself and your family.
Tom, can I add one item?
Absolutely.
Yes.
We just don't want to forget. So these were the top 5 dogs. So the top 12 will be featured in the Cutest Dogs of Wenham calendar.
Oh, that's right.
Dexter and his family should come and pick up their prize at Town Hall. They should make an appointment to come in and pick it up. Don't want to forget that either.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
I want to absolutely thank the town of Wenham for this. I've been in this business since the early 80s, and this is one of the most wonderful and fun items I've seen in the community. And I just want to thank everybody who's worked on this. And I do appreciate that. I know the residents do also. Next, the chair, reports from the chair. I'm sorry.
All right. Thank you, Tom. So getting back to announcements there, yes, very important for people to tune in and attend that master planning informational session. That will be a beginning of maybe a many-month or year-long process that we look at adopting a master plan for Wenham. Otherwise, election schedule, the next date is February 18th. That's the last time to get your nomination papers in if you want to participate in the special election. You have into March for the annual election. So get those 21 signatures and get the nomination papers back in. Also, as you'll see later tonight, we'll be continuing our review of different departments for providing the public with information as to who's in the department, what they do, and what their issues are. But also, any public requests for a budget item presentation between now and town meeting, we'll honor and try to get that information out to you. Also, I know there's at least one that Tom and our town council, Lauren, have been working on. It's an invitation for a citizen petition to come in for review prior to filing so that we get the format and the form of it proper. So it'll show up at annual town meeting as an effective petition. The special election there is, we've heard, as already said, February 18th, that's Thursday. So you just got a couple of days left to get the nomination papers in, and that is for the one selectman position and the one town clerk position. And I can read through the open, go back one there on the slides. So we have quite a few positions open this year, as usual, and we really need people to step forward and pull out papers for the annual election. So that includes Board of Assessors, Board of Health, Board of Selectmen, the Library Trustees, the Regional School Committee, Moderator, Planning Board, Water Commission, and the Wenham Housing Authority. All critical positions, and we need to have people come out and take out the nomination papers and run to fill these slots. All right, so I think that's takes care of my items for tonight, but I'd like to turn it over to Mary Beth Tang, who will give us an update on hopefully a improving situation on COVID. And I just want to shout out again to all the volunteers, especially Mary Beth and Jackie, who have been setting up these vaccination sites, and to Connolly, the drugstore that ran the Sunday one that was very successful too. So Mary Beth, please.
Thank you very much, Chairman Cheeseman. Appreciate it. Things are quieter on the COVID front in the town of Wenham, and for that we are extremely grateful. We are at 228 total confirmed cases and 15 probable cases, so that there was one, not to get too in the weeds, one revoked and one new. So the number is unchanged from the last report, even though there was a little movement there. So I'm very pleased that things are quieter on this front. Have a little bit of trepidation what may come after the school vacation week with people traveling and gathering. So I do just request that everybody try to use the mitigation strategies to the utmost of their capability so that we can keep the transmission of the virus down. There are concerns about new variants in Massachusetts as well as the rest of the United States. And so it's not a time to relax, even though our numbers are looking good for this week. It's not a time in any way, shape, or form to become complacent, please. And Chairman Cheeseman had mentioned the vaccination clinic that was held this past Sunday. I have to confess, all credit goes to Jackie for her role in it, but also mostly to our colleagues in the town of Hamilton who partnered with Conley's Pharmacy. They did all the heavy lifting. We helped book appointments for people, but most of the work was done by our colleagues in Hamilton. And I really want to thank them for helping us get a good number of folks. We got, Jackie, what was it? Got 150 residents of ours over to the clinic to be vaccinated. So that's really wonderful. So the 100 doses we had received from the state have all been administered. We were fortunate, I think I mentioned this last week, at our Saturday clinic on the 6th. We had 4 vials that had an additional bonus dose in it. So we have administered ourselves 104 doses. We were able, with great thankfulness to our fire chief and deputy chief, assisted me in getting a few of our Wenham residents who were unable to leave their homes to get them vaccinated from the safety and security of their own home. They were unable to get out to our drive-through clinic. So I'm pleased to report we were able to accomplish that. Testing update. I know that there was testing this past Saturday, and there is testing planned for Miles River Middle School for the following 2 Saturdays coming up, the 20th and the 27th. Again, the focus of these clinics is for those who are experiencing symptoms or who have been designated a close contact. But there is also the availability that if residents have traveled and want to seek a test to be in compliance with the governor's travel order, there is capability to accommodate you with that at a charge of $85. There is a pre-registration form on the town website. And I think there is on this slide a note to continue to sign up for Code Red emergency notifications. That's the mechanism that we are going to use to roll out more information as the next priority group is announced. There has been no announcement yet from the governor, so we are still at priority group 1, phase 2, which is individuals 75 plus, as well as anyone who is in phase 1, which is healthcare workers and first responders. And I'm happy to entertain any questions.
Tom, could you go to the next slide just so we can include?
Sorry, thank you.
That's okay.
So that gives you a picture of the total number of individuals that we have vaccinated thus far. I will say that both last week and this week, there's a survey that public health officials are asked to complete for the state to request vaccine. It is due on Tuesdays by 5 p.m. The last 2 weeks, I have requested vaccine and we have not been allotted any vaccine. So I have requested it again today. We are allowed to request 100 doses, and they also look ahead. The survey looks ahead to the following week. And so I have requested the 100 doses for our second doses. And I know that Jackie and people at the Council of Aging have been handling a good number of phone calls from residents who are concerned about scheduling their second dose. We will be in touch. If we have your email address, you will be receiving a communication by email when it's time to book your appointment. If you booked it through the town hall directly, we will be getting in touch with you when it's time to book that appointment. I know that some sites have been booking appointments, particularly with the Pfizer vaccine, when the first appointment is made. We are waiting until we have the actual vaccine in hand before we're going to book an appointment. We don't want to go through the process of booking appointments, canceling appointments, rebooking appointments. So when we receive the vaccine, you will be receiving a communication and we will help you book your appointment for your second shot. So in the interim, I would just ask people to exercise patience and we will be getting in touch with you just as soon as we receive the vaccine. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mary Beth. And as you always say, wear the mask, keep your social distance, and be careful, right? Thank you.
Hand washing.
Hand washing, right? All right. Tonight in our continuing series, we've had the department heads in to talk about their department's status for the budget coming up and introduction to the public as to actually all the great achievements that the employees in this town have contributed over the past year. Tonight, Amy Colon, our finance director / town accountant, will be giving you an update on the town finances. Amy, I see you're on.
I am. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, everybody. I have just a couple updates from the finance aspect of the town. Our Q3 real estate bills, they went out. They were due February 1st of this year. Our last excise commitment of 2020 and our first large commitment of 2021 will be mailed out February 25th. So you'll be seeing those soon, and they're going to be due on the 25th of March. We've been receiving lots of phone calls for tax payment information. It's tax time, so everybody wants those numbers in. We'll be sending Q3 water bills out February 26th with a due date of March 26th. So those will be out. And then as far as weekly, we've been working on our weekly AP bills, on our bi-weekly payroll. I've been working closely with FinCom, Jackie, Tom, and Mr. Cheeseman on FY22 budget. We've been having lots of fun. We've been in the finance office, we've been going over office procedures and putting them in writing. So we have some sort of system, and we're trying to make things more efficient office-wide. The Treasury Department and myself have been working on implementing the library union rates and retro pay. Their contract was completed, so we had to work on that. We've been working on trying to update our financial policies, which will soon be going to, at some point, going through our auditors and then FinCom and Board of Selectmen. And one of the biggest things that we've been doing is cross-training of our office staff. We're trying to keep in mind that we do have some sort of segregation of duties, but cross-training as much as we can in some of the bigger finance tasks in the office, so that in the case one or two people are out sick, that the continuity of services can flourish. And that's all for us.
All right, thank you. And just a couple of questions. Just want to highlight, if I remember correctly, that our taxpayers have been doing a great job. I think you said on the previous quarter, there's only 2 or 3 outstanding bills left. Is that correct?
Yep.
So what we put out, almost 1,400, is it?
Yep.
So 1,400 bills and just 3 or 4 delinquent. That's a great job that the citizens are stepping up to the plate and delivering the needed funds for us. Well, thank you very much. And an overview too, that the FinCom is working its way through the FY22 budget preparation in anticipation of town meeting. That as those that joined us last week, there was a 5-way meeting between the school committee, the Hamilton and Wenham Board of Selectmen, and the Hamilton Wenham FinCom committees, so that we're coordinating, especially on the many joint activities we had, and trying to look at the long range plans to kind of coordinate where the big bills for potential new capital projects will hit over the next few years. And we're counting on Yami, who has quite a bit of experience, I believe, in long range planning to help us out with that. So thank you for that this evening. I'll go on then to the next item, which is the opening of the May 1st, 2021 annual town meeting warrant. So the warrant is now open officially as of today, and we'll be closing that on March 23rd, 2021. That will is the target date for Finance Committee and all the committees to have final work done, and then it goes over to Jackie Bresnahan for a preparation and printing. So 23rd March is kind of the target date that we'd like to have the entire FY22 budget complete and ready to go to print. And that will be the closing date. Otherwise, are there any other matters that we need to bring up tonight? Tom, do you have anything else that you need to add? I think you're muted there, Tom.
There we go. Not on the short week, sir. Nothing,
All right.
nothing else.
So short week, but could be a snowy week towards the end here. So as always, stay safe. Know that Bill Tyak and his Department of Public Works team are working the hardest they can to keep the streets and sidewalks clean, but it's a long winter for them. So give them a little bit of slack and we'll get the job done. They do a great job, and I'd like to say thank you to them. Otherwise, then I will close out this rather short meeting. But as you've seen, coming up next week, especially, there's the master planning session is very important to attend and listen into, and of course, keep your eyes and ears out for that next announcement of vaccinations coming to town, because we need to beat this COVID thing. All right, thank you, Tom. Thank you, Catherine, for taking the minutes, and all our presenters tonight.
Thank you.
Otherwise, let's close this out. Thank you and good evening.
Thank you.